Doug MPA back on another video, and make sure you hit the like and subscribe button on the way in. I really appreciate it. It shows that you support me and the content on this channel. So the gender wage gap, that thing that just won't go away. It's been debunked many times. It is illegal in the West to pay men and women differently for the same work. Women make less because of their life choices. We all know this. You can Google it or watch any of the thousands of videos on YouTube debunking that. So we're not going to go into that here. But channels like mine and other red pill channels have to keep making videos like this to fight that narrative. I found this video. So the Turkish Broadcasting Network, yes, Turkey in the Middle East, 85 million people, 99% Muslim, Islam, made this video about the gender pay gap in the West. So this is what the Turkish broadcasting system came up with to describe the gender pay gap in the West. Let's get into this real quick and see what the Turkish broadcasting system has to say.
The global economy could be earning more than $160.2 trillion a year if women were paid for the work they do that often goes unpaid, like raising children and cooking and cleaning at home for free.
That whole unpaid work thing, can we just stop? In the United States, 70% of households, the man is still the breadwinner. So even if a woman works, the man is making more money and usually paying more of the bills. And I think if you're a man and the woman makes less and you're paying more of the bills, she has to make up being able to enjoy the benefit of you being in a better financial position and paying the bills, i.e., house chores and stuff like and cooking and cleaning. And I'm also equal. I'm equal with that because I see a lot of professional women. You know, I live in the DMV area, the Washington D.C. area. I see a lot of professional women struggling with this, where their options have dried up when they're in their 30s or 40s, and they're looking at the prospect of maybe dating a guy that doesn't make a lot of money or makes significantly less, and they have to ask themselves, you know, if I'm a woman making 150,000 and I'm going to date a guy making 40,000, he's not going to be provisioning. So how can he make that up? So once again, if they're having to ask themselves, a person that makes less money, how they're going to make up that being able to enjoy the benefit of being with a person of a higher economic status. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. Should a person making less money make up that difference in worth somehow with cooking and cleaning and chores around the house? Let me know. Let's get back into it.
And if they were paid the same as men for doing the same job. It's 2019 and women are still fighting for equal pay. In the United States, women earn 77.9 cents for every dollar earned by men.
That's true.
The number comes from the uncontrolled or raw gender pay gap.
Now pay close attention. She said uncontrolled raw gender pay gap. That's where that previous number comes from.
That measures the median salary of all men and women regardless of their type of work or seniority. The gap gets even wider for women of color, who make 62 cents to every dollar made by men. When we look at the controlled pay gap,
So there's the controlled pay gap. The controlled pay gap is where you look into all the various factors that should be looked at. You know, times worked, you know, hours worked, degrees held, all that stuff.
which compares men and women in similar jobs, the number closes in at 98 cents for every dollar,
98 cents. Almost even.
which is up from 78 cents 10 years ago in 2009. That's progress, but it's still not equal pay. And that number needs to be contextualized, because the ratio of women who actually make it to senior level positions or work in high paying jobs comes short when compared to men. According to a new study, women are much less likely than men to be promoted to a managerial position. For every 100 men who get promotions, only 79 women get a similar chance. So it's harder for women to move up as quickly as men in their careers.
So when you look at that, women have children. Women value things like flexibility at work, working from home, and then honestly, if you let's take corporate America for example, if you're in the C-suite in corporate America, you're working 100 hours a week. A lot of women don't want to do that. They just don't, and I don't blame them. Would you want to work 100 hours a week for 20 years, 30 years to be the CFO of a company? I know I wouldn't.
And again, it's even more difficult for women of color. For every 100 men with promotions, 84 white women will also get promoted, but only 60 black women will get the same opportunity. The same report shows that women of color get less support from managers than white women do. They're also less likely to get help navigating organizational politics, and managers are less likely to promote their accomplishments, creating an unlevel playing field even within the gender gap. The situation is worse when taking into account that more than 80% of black mothers are the main breadwinners for their families.
And gee, why is that? It's because 80% of our children are born out of wedlock. That's why. And it is funny how they had to put black women into this. They just had to.
More than any other race. In the United Kingdom, nearly 80% of those who earn more than $131,000 per year are men. If the current
But they're not telling you how small of a percentile that is.
trends continue, this gap is not to set close for another 36 years, even though gender discrimination was outlawed in the UK in the 1970s.
Yeah, they just watched over the UK really, really quick. And I'm just going to reiterate $131,000 a year, well, the pounds a year, you're in the top maybe 2 or 1%, maybe 3 or 2% of earners in the UK. You know what kind of hours and what kind of sacrifice you have to make it to get to that point? There's a lot of women don't want to do it. It's about choice.
According to global rankings by the World Economic Forum that rate all countries around the world, Iceland has the smallest gender pay gap, with Norway and Finland coming in second and third. New Zealand comes in 9th, the UK and Canada 15th and 16th. Cuba comes in 25th and Bangladesh 47th. The United States doesn't come in until 49th. And the three worst performing countries are Syria, Pakistan and Yemen, where many women often stay at home and don't tend to enter the workforce in the first place.
And they have strong families and strong communities.
Women have made progress when it comes to equal rights in the workforce, but there's still a ways to go before we close the gender pay gap.
Now, like I said at the beginning of this video, this is a 99% Muslim Islamic country, Turkey. And this video was recorded in 2019. So they're getting on the train of spewing this propaganda. And it just makes me wonder, why would the Turkish broadcasting system put this out to their populace? Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one.